What's up, everybody? What's going on? Welcome to another episode of Lead From Here podcast. I am excited to talk about today's episode. It's not number one, just this one. Today we're going to talk about the leadership table. So this is a concept that I actually learned about in John Maxwell's book, The Leader's Greatest Return. And basically talking through this as I read this book, and I was talking through it with Amy, and just kind of like, how do we implement this at a level in our business, the company that I work at right now, and how do we effectively do that without, the letter of the law of how Maxwell runs his doesn't quite work because of the sensitive nature of a lot of the leadership things that we talk about, from personnel management to team dynamics to access to information that leaders have that an individual contributor doesn't. The actual leadership table is anybody in the company that wants to be a part of it can come be a part of it in the book. And while that is true in some instances, like for us, that could work, it doesn't. But what we did is we ended up making it a way to coach new and current and longer term leaders. And you do that by getting everybody around the table. Now that has obviously evolved since COVID and has become more of a virtual situation, but ultimately everybody gets together once every couple weeks, and we break up in smaller groups because it's just more effective. More people get to talk, more people get to cover their issues, but ultimately you're talking about everything. You're talking about, what am I dealing with? How did you deal with this? How can I support you? What do you need support with? Holding each other accountable. You should talk to this person. Okay, I'm gonna talk to this person. Then the next meeting, hey, how'd that conversation go? Oh, you didn't have it. Why not? What happened? Okay, so you're gonna have it this time, and we'll talk about it next time. And building that rapport with other leaders that you don't normally work with. So we are across 3 different departments in our work right now, about to be a 4th. But ultimately what it does is it pulls leaders together to learn by shared experiences. So maybe not shared experiences and they went them together, but hey, I went through that same thing. This is how I handled it. It didn't go well. So maybe if you're going to do it, maybe try doing this instead of that. And ultimately what you do is you start building these leaders that can talk about anything. And it's very tactical conversations. It's very much like, this is happening. I don't know what to do. Or I think I know what to do. I'm going to do this. What does everybody think? And having those conversations and building leaders through the table. You just start talking, you start sharing, and those experiences have, really brought about interesting conversations. We're still evolving, certainly not perfect. We're trying to get better at it, but ultimately what it's doing is it's creating conversations that weren't happening before between groups that didn't communicate before. And what that hopefully will do in the long term as we get to better conversations and better leadership within those smaller groups, I'm hoping that it will continue to allow our newer leaders to lean into our more experienced leaders and say, hey, I don't know what to do here. And that experienced leader can say, this is actually how I would do it if I were in the same situation, or this is how I did it when I had that same situation 5 years ago, or a year ago, 6 months ago. And it just allows us to coach through more actionable, more direct feedback into how it's been done before, or how we've read about, or how we've learned, because everybody learns differently. Everybody learns at different times and different places and through different experiences. So bringing that all together has been very helpful. So if you're looking to continue to level up your leadership, recommend a leadership table. I think it's fantastic. John Maxwell came up with it. Definitely not my idea, but I'm sharing it to anybody that'll listen. So one, read The Leader's Greatest Return. I'll link it down in the bio. Great freaking book. And it's chock full of all kinds of great information, but the leadership table is one that really stuck with me. And I definitely like sharing, and it's definitely something we're trying to continue to evolve in our company. And yeah, that's what I would recommend. So if you guys have any questions or have any questions about how to implement the leadership table in your company, please don't hesitate to reach out. Jason@leadfromhere.co, and or any of the social media channels. And yeah, if you like what you hear, please like, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff, whatever platform you're on. I appreciate it. Take care, everybody.